Hi everyone, Rick Bray with Broomtauga Bosies, and in this video I'd like to talk with you about QR codes. QR codes are really awesome because they provide a way for us to connect the analog world with the digital world, meaning it lets us get hyperlinks to people who aren't necessarily on a device. Maybe they're on a mobile phone or something like that, because we scan this code and poof, it takes us to somewhere else. Now, this video is an update because the previous video talked about using GOO.GL to make QR codes. That's not supported anymore. So how can we do it? Well, there are tons of ways out there. I'm going to look at 3 in this case. We're going to look at using a website to do it, and you'll notice that the time is shown on the video here of when that is talked about in this video. We're also going to look at how to create QR codes within Flipgrid and create QR codes within Seesaw. Hey, I'm going to interrupt myself just for a second because I forgot to mention at the end of the video, there it is, we're going to look at how to read QR codes. So you can skip to that part if you need it. Okay, back to your regularly scheduled program. So again, if you're looking for a particular tool, you can fast forward to that part in the video, but let's go. There are tons of websites out there where you can make QR codes. This is one that we prefer, QR code generator, and I'll try to put a link to this website in the video description. One of the reasons why we really like this one is because it has a Chrome extension, and I will definitely put a link to this Chrome extension down in the description for this video. Because once you load it, I know with my theme it's hard to see, but your QR code extension shows up here, and it makes a QR code for whatever web page you're currently looking at. Now, sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing, because if I want, a QR code to a share link, it gets a little complicated. But if I click on edit this QR code, it takes me to this page where I can put in a new QR code here, and the code will adjust and life is good. You don't really need to shorten the URL. There's no need to do that because that's the whole point of your QR code. So for example, I could go into Google Drive. Let's see if I can hop there real quick. Google Drive, and I could find a file that I wanted to share with someone, like, I don't know, maybe this little workbook. And I'll grab the share code. I'll make sure the sharing permissions are the way I want. So I'm going to say, let's make it so that anyone with the link can view. Life is good. So I will now copy this link. I'll head back to that website and I will delete what's in here. See, the code already changed. I'll paste it. And again, the code changed again. I don't need to shorten it. I can just right click on this QR code and either copy the image where it needs to go or save the image where it needs to go. And then I can take that and paste it wherever it needs to be. So that's pretty awesome. The other great thing is this QR code reader. It also allows you to scan a QR code because not all Chromebooks have that ability. So it just brings up your webcam. In theory, we just have to say allow access, and hi, there I am behind this pop filter. And I can put a QR code up here and boop, it'll show up and it'll go where I need, which is pretty darn awesome. So that is how to use a website to make a QR code for anything you want. Now, you may be looking at the tool Flipgrid. For example, here is a grid that I have, and I may want to make a link within Flipgrid to a particular post, right? So I can say share, and you'll notice every single time I share, I get this little button here that when I hover over it, it says share QR code. When I click that, boom, it makes a QR code for me within Flipgrid. So I could very easily take this link, I could copy it, I could go over to the site that I was in, I could paste it in here, right? And oops, that didn't do what I wanted to do. I could copy that. Let's try again. I could go here, I could paste it in here, and there's my QR code. But I can just skip that by hitting this little button, and there it is. And I can download it, or I can right click and copy. Here's another great tip. I'm in the educator login right now for a grid, so here's the response for that grid. Again, if I hit share, and I hit the QR code, you'll notice it says Flipgrid AR. Because if you're familiar with Flipgrid AR, when I scan this QR code, it becomes an augmented reality. It posts itself on top of what's back there, which can have some really, really awesome benefits. So here, I'm going to try and snap in post-production a video of that happening. Now, the trick to make the Flipgrid AR work is you have to be in the Flipgrid app and tell it to scan a QR code. And you'll see that the video plays in augmented reality when I scan that the submission QR code with the app. On the other side of things, if I just use the regular scanning, which most smartphones at this point, I think Android can, I know iOS can, the camera acts as a QR reader. So when I open up my camera, if I scan the same QR code, it just opens up as a web link. So that's one of the beauties of Flipgrid, their own QR code, is that it will work as a web link, or if you scan it with the app, it's going to work as an AR code, which is really, really cool. Let's skip now to Seesaw. If you're using Seesaw, and same idea, if you want to share out a post or a response, here's a number bond video that my daughter made, and I want to share this out. All I need to do is from the journal is how I'm going to go in there. And you'll notice all of the responses here have 3 little dots down at the bottom. If I click on that, I can share the item, which it's going to give me the share link. And again, I can copy this share link. I can go over to the or if you noticed, because you probably did, when I click on those 3 buttons, get item QR code. And here's what I love about the QR code is it shows a picture within Seesaw. It shows a picture of the student work. So it makes it a little bit easier to identify. That is really, really cool. And again, you'll see here, hopefully in post-production, I can snap it in. When I scan this QR code with my phone, it opens up a web link. It opens up the web browser and plays the video for me. Again, really, really awesome. Okie dokie. So let's talk about how to read QR codes. Now, in the past, with something like an iPhone or an iPad, you may have needed an app in order to scan QR codes. And at least with iOS devices, that's not needed anymore. The camera acts as a QR code reader. So I'm going to open up my camera, and you can see there, it's just giving a scan of what's happening. When I scan the image, you'll notice from the top, a little menu pops down and says open app.seesaw.me in Safari. So when I click on that, it's going to drive out to the web and view the video. So again, with iOS devices, iPads, things like that, you don't necessarily need a QR code reader app anymore. I'm not 100% sure about Androids. I think they support this as well, but certainly experiment with it and you can find out on your own. But that is how you can create QR codes in various environments and how you can read them with devices. Of course, if you have any questions on this or anything else EdTech related, please feel free to email me at rbray@btboses.org. You're welcome to like this video and subscribe to this channel to get notifications when new videos are posted. And as always, thanks for watching.